Hello sports fans, this is the dog, H. Weber, with another edition of Weber on Sports Express here on FingerLakes1.com. What a nice weekend, huh? Hope you enjoyed it. Well, Game 5 of the World Series, I picked the Cardinals, trying to put the Malak on my buddy Ann Sofferdini and Billy Rutz and the Cardinals. What a great win, coming back from getting annihilated on Saturday. The Rangers even up the series 2 games to 2 games. Game 5, the big one tonight in Texas. A Texas win sends them back to St. Louis, only needing 1 win to win it. And, of course, a Cardinal win would give them a major advantage going home, leading 3-2. It's going to be a good one. Fox TV, 8:07 tonight. College football, you know I'm not an SU football fan. I make no mistake and no apologies for that. But I got to tell you something, that thumping they gave West Virginia impressed even my one good eye. They crushed them. In my mind, Syracuse and Marrone took the next step. Reason being, they were nationally televised, ESPN. You know something, don't take this the wrong way, SU football fans, I know you will, but be honest with yourself. The South, the Midwest, the West, the Northwest, if you say Syracuse sports, 2 sports come to mind for anybody outside of the Northeast. Lacrosse, a perennial contender, and of course Jim Boeheim in the basketball program. Syracuse football made the next step. Could they run the table and win the next 5 and maybe go to a BCS? Not maybe, but would go to a good bowl game, and they would go to a warm climate. Excuse me, pinstripe lovers, that doesn't turn me on going to New York City at the end of December to play football. So they could run out the table and win the next 5. They got Louisville, Connecticut, South Florida, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. All winnable games. And in my judgment, Naismith never looked as good. They only got to play 80% of what they did last Friday night to win those 5. Let's see what happens. Charlie Lee, the owner of the Deluxe Restaurant, kudos goes out to him as well for picking on the Notre Dame and singing When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. Well, that only lasted till this week. Their hated rival, Southern Cal, comes into South Bend, thumps them. Notre Dame looked like a high school team for most of that game. They deserved to lose by 2 touchdowns. The magic of Charlie Lee and Brian Kelly has ended. Now they got to regain the momentum. You know, I have to say, you know, living in the Northeast and living in the Finger Lakes region, we are at the mercy of the sports directors of Channel 9 and Channel 13, the ABC affiliates, out of Syracuse and Rochester, respectively. I do a lot of channel surfing on the weekends to watch as much football as I can watch. But I almost threw up at 3:30 on Saturday afternoon. What did we get for the nationally televised game that came our way? Are you ready for this? Nebraska versus Minnesota. Minnesota, can you spell ugly? Are you serious? They're one of the worst teams in all of college football. We got that for the 3:30 game. Don't get wrong, that wasn't on Versus. No, that wasn't on TNT. That was on ABC, which is a major network. Hello, we deserve better than watching Nebraska versus Minnesota. Oh, by the way, halftime score, Nebraska 34-0 over an outmanned, outgunned Gopher team, which was horrible. NBA, no agreement yet. Kudos. Hope they never sign a contract. Could care less if I ever see NBA basketball again. I hope they never settle this thing. But you know, they're greedy and they will someday. NFL, Spine Tingler, my buddy Mike French and Tommy Bell and Ozzy Osbourne, they're dancing the streets today. The mistake on the lake, the Cleveland Browns over Seattle, final score 6-3. Temperature 52, no wind, no rain. They scored 9 points total between those 2 hapless teams. How many people in the stands? 9 people at Cleveland yesterday. Hey, the Jets look good, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Plaxico, 3 touchdown receptions. The Jets knock off San Diego. The Lions bubble has it burst, 5-0. Now they lose back-to-back games to San Fran and to Atlanta. Has the bubble burst? Also, ladies and gentlemen, San Diego, I must tell you, so much for the San Diego loss to the Jets early on, but I got to tell you about so much for the uproar about bringing in Carson Palmer of the Raiders to the Raiders. He's my man, and also the Raiders are my team. They lose 28-0 to their hated rival, Mr. Kansas City. That was ugly. And the Colts looked like a modified football program on Sunday night, losing 62-7 to New Orleans. That was embarrassing. But don't lose sight, the Andrew Luck sweepstakes, the Rams, the Colts, and Miami are still in it. Local sports, let's go to Midlakes. Kudos goes out to a young lady named Ashley Arnold. Ashley Arnold, the champion of the Finger Lakes Invitational 1-meter diving championships. I don't believe I've ever credited anybody for diving. Ashley Arnold is my person of the week as far as doing an outstanding job in the diving championship. By the way, a tough weekend for the area teams as far as football sectionals. They mostly got decimated. Not to worry, you all had a good year. And of course, cheerleading championships. Awesome. The Wayne Eagles win the Finger Lakes East title for cheerleading. And of course, the Whitman Wildcats win their title for Finger Lakes West. Congratulations, ladies, from Weber on Sports Express. And this is this time of the show that we talk about the stupid segment of the show. How dumb are the executives that run the Rochester Red Wing International League baseball team? Well, they're pretty dumb. The last 2 years, they have posted losses of 92 and 95 games. Those are losses. What have they decided to do for 2012? No, not give you a free box of popcorn when you come in the stadium. They're going to raise prices. Can you spell stupid? I wouldn't go to see a Rochester Red Wing game if Jimmy Centercrope paid my way and gave me a limo and shrimp cocktail and surf and turf. Those people are idiots. And of course, I need to talk about the person of the week. The pitcher's going to come up for the famous me-offs. We're talking about the back row. Left to right, he'd be the third person. Little Davy J. Cox, who's a lousy bowler, but a great husband and a great father. He usually averages 100 a game, but he bowled 506 last week. Amazing. Little Davy J. Cox, a hard-working young man. For his reward, his lovable wife got him a gift certificate at Lizard's Lounge in Waterloo for all the wings that little Davy J. Cox could eat. We're trying to get it validated, but we believe little Davy ate 20 dozen. That's 240 wings. He didn't get this big because he looked in the mirror, baby. He's a big boy. So my person of the week goes out to little Davy J. Cox. Take care, everybody. Don't forget the Dog and Polly podcast. We got a good one for you this Wednesday. The engines are fighting amongst themselves. And Brad Jones, the chairman of the advisory committee for the Seneca County Board of Supervisors, will be in here for the full hour, hour and a half we'll take for whatever it means to talk about all the Indian issues. There's a lot of friction between the people in power and the people that want to be in power. Should be great. Take care, everybody. Next week, don't forget our special Halloween show. Until then, take care, everybody. That's a look at sports my way.